All right, today we're going to talk about a corner of Tokyo that, well, it tells a story that's way more complicated than it looks on the surface. We're not talking about the neon-soaked canyons or the ancient temples. Nope. This is about Nerima, a place that hides its biggest secrets right out in the open. Okay, let's get into it.
So, just for a second, when I say the word Tokyo, what's the first image that pops into your head? Is it that famous Shibuya Scramble crossing, that incredible sea of people under glowing billboards? Or maybe, the giant skyscrapers in Shinjuku? Just hold that image in your mind, because we are about to completely turn it on its head.
And right here, this is where the mystery really starts. See, on the one hand, Nerima is kind of what you'd expect from a suburb. It's quiet, it's full of parks, and it's actually famous for its urban farms. I'm talking real, honest-to-goodness cabbage patches right between houses. But then, there's the other side. It is the undisputed capital of Japanese anime, it's home to a major military headquarters, and now it's the official Japanese home of Harry Potter. So, how can all of that be true in the exact same place? That's the puzzle we're going to solve today. To really get Nerima, we have to dig back into its roots. I mean, long before it was this bustling city ward, it was all about what came out of the ground.
You can really trace Nerima's whole story through just a few key moments. Back in the Edo period, this area was basically the capital's garden, famous for its spicy daikon radishes. Then, 1923, the Great Kanto earthquake hit central Tokyo hard. People fled to Nerima's more stable ground, and suddenly you have a population boom. By 1947, it's big enough to officially become its own ward. But the real game changer, that came in 1958, when a local studio released the first ever color anime feature film. Right there, a brand new identity was born.
And that one event brings us to what is easily Nerima's most famous identity. This quiet, residential place is, and I'm not exaggerating, a global creative powerhouse.
People call it Anime City, and that's not just a cool nickname, it's a statement of fact. It's a title that's been earned by being the literal and cultural heart of an entire industry known all over the world. And the reason for that title? It's all about density. Nerima has more animation studios packed into it than anywhere else in Japan. We're talking about absolute legends like Toei Animation, the studio behind Dragon Ball and One Piece. This isn't just history either. The industry is alive and kicking, and you can see its cultural footprint all over the ward.
Yeah, this culture isn't hiding behind studio walls. It's out on the streets for everyone to see. You can literally walk among giants at the Ozumi Anime Gate, where they have these amazing bronze statues of characters created by artists who lived and worked right here. You can pop into the Toei Animation Museum or the Chihiro Art Museum. The creative energy of this place, you can actually feel it.
Okay, so we've got a quiet suburb that's also an anime superpower. Got it. But the story gets even more layered, even more complex, when you add in something completely different.
Believe it or not, even though it's this dense urban area, Nerima has more parks and green space than any other ward in central Tokyo. It really leans into that whole suburban stereotype. And look, we're not just talking about a little sliver of green. It's a huge part of the landscape. Right after residential housing, parks and actual farmland make up a massive portion of the ward. And for a city like Tokyo, that is incredibly rare. And these aren't just tiny neighborhood playgrounds. Hikarioka Park is enormous. It was built on land that used to be a U.S. military base. You've got Shakuji Park, which feels like you've left the city entirely, with its huge ponds and old castle ruins. And then there's the urban agriculture, the biggest of any ward, where you can literally see fields of cabbages right next to apartment buildings.
And here comes the twist. Because right in the middle of all this green, all these family homes and anime studios, sits something else entirely.
Camp Nerima. It's the headquarters for the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces 1st Division. And their mission? Just the defense of Tokyo and 6 surrounding prefectures. This is not some small office building. It's a major, active military base, responsible for millions of people, sitting right in the heart of this peaceful, creative, green community. The contrast is just, it's staggering.
So how do you make sense of this, a green, suburban, anime-loving military hub? Let's try to pull all these different threads together. First, let's not forget the human scale here. We're talking about roughly 750,000 people who call Nerima home. That makes it Tokyo's second biggest ward by population. This isn't some empty field. It's a massive, living city where all these different worlds coexist every single day.
And just when you think you finally got a handle on Nerima, Another huge, transformative layer gets added to the story.
In 2023, the Warner Bros. Studio tour, The Making of Harry Potter, opened its doors. It was built on the site of a much-loved old amusement park, and this thing is completely reshaping Nerima's profile on the world stage. It's pulling in international tourists who probably would have never come out to this corner of Tokyo before. It's just another world of fantasy taking root in this really surprising place.
So what's the one idea that ties all of this together? Radishes, anime, soldiers, and wizards. What's the common thread? Well, I think the best way to describe Nerima is as a green gateway. Think about it. For one, it's a physical gateway for hundreds of thousands of commuters heading into the city center every day. It's a creative gateway to these incredible, imaginative worlds of anime and now Harry Potter. And, most uniquely, it's a green gateway, a portal to parks, to open sky, and to a real connection with the land, all inside one of the biggest megacities on the planet.
When you get right down to it, Nerima is proof that suburbs aren't just places people go to sleep. They can be incredibly complex, full of contradictions, and, really, powerful cultural engines. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What surprising layers, what hidden power might be hiding in plain sight right where you live?